Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft. My good friend Mike Denney posed an idea to me back when we were at the Georgia Bushcraft Gathering. Mike did a demonstration of what we're calling the Southern Survival Shelter, or the Southern Super Shelter. The shelter that was kind of made famous by Morris Kochanski up north has a hoop to it and plastic and an elevated bed and all kinds of stuff. And that's what you need for that part of the world. But down here in the south, we don't need that. That takes so much effort to build. So what we need is something that is small, compact, and handy that will get us through an extremely cold night when we were not prepared up front to be out there. Let's say all I brought was my haversack. Well, Mike came up with this concept of using a big Mylar space blanket and a painter's drop cloth to make the super shelter, but make it compact and light enough, this doesn't weigh a pound, to fit into like a cargo pocket or something. So he calls it the Pocket Survival Shelter. Something that you could pull out of the haversack when it really is, I gotta have it. I didn't plan on this. Now this isn't a shelter that's going to hold up in heavy snow. It's not going to hold up in heavy rain. But it will hold up for the cold. You set it up as a standard super shelter with a fire in front of it so the heat reflective goes in. One end is sealed. That's the side that you want facing the predominant wind. And the other end is left kind of open where you can go in and out for air circulation. Very good, very solid way of doing things. So now, let me set this up, and I'll let you take a look at it. I forgot to mention, and I'm taking the shelter down, that in the bag, it all fit in this Ziploc bag, quart Ziploc bag. Now, of course, I haven't folded it up as tight as I can. I just watered it up. It's starting to rain. So I want to take it down to get out of here. But it comes with 2 aluminum tent stakes in there for your first 2 stakes to hold down the back 2 corners. And also a mini Bic lighter. So you've got the ability to start your fire and you got your ability to set the shelter up fairly quickly. With this, I can then improvise a couple other quick stakes to hold the other corners out. And I can also gather my firewood, etc., and have a guaranteed source of flame, whoosh, to get everything going. Just okay guys, here's the shelter completely set up. Let me give you a little look around it right quick. I'll try not to be too jerky. Okay, there you can see the floor in it, and you can see how I've got the door just loose. The far end is a stake down so it'll hold heat. The fire would be right out here in front of it, and the plastic is across the front. When you step back here, you see the full reflective back. It goes down to a stake on each corner and then an improvised stake in the middle, with the plastic completely covering the whole thing and the ridge line running from tree to tree. Now on this far end up here, this end is pulled down, tied along the bottom, twisted up, and then a stake is driven in. This leaves just a little bit of air ventilation right here, but it's got to work through all these folds to get in. That way, if the wind is coming from this direction, it will be blocked off and trap the heat in there. But all in all, I mean, I'm very impressed with this little idea that Mike came up with. So, what we have here is a shelter that's set up at about waist height. You don't need a lot of height, you just need it to catch the heat. Right out here in front of it, I'm going to build one of them Siberian log fires, or a long fire, to transmit the heat through the plastic to the reflective surface. But Mike's innovation is that it has the waterproof layer in the bottom of it. So now I have a vapor barrier on the bottom, so I'm not getting moisture up from the bottom. Plus, any heat that's hit and reflected down is going to reflect back up at me. I'm adding a second reflector in there. Plus, that reflector, I can put leaves underneath it, I can put boughs, I can put whatever, pine straw, and then pull it over the top and have a dry area for me to lay to act as a vapor barrier between me and the ground. A really cool idea, Mike. Thumbs up. This thing weighs well under a pound and is a true emergency shelter. Yeah, this would be the way to go. The blanket has duct tape grommets made at the corners, and it comes with the 2 tent stakes, so you can stake 2 back corners down immediately and then improvise the other stakes. Of course, you could rake straw up and all along this edge to trap that and hold that front end sealed up. Let me get into it right quick. Easy money. I'm 5'10" and there's 1.5 feet on either end of me. Plenty of room in here with this off of me on the back, so it's going to be a heat reflector down. And this extra material, I can use it as a vapor barrier, or I can fold it over and put a leaf tick under it. Either way is going to work. I can even set up in the shelter. Hope you can see me through this. So all in all, a very worthwhile idea. So, for Mike Denney and his school, the idea of a pocket super shelter. Something that you're going to put in the bottom of the haversack or carry in a cargo pocket of a pants for when it's really, I got to have, but I wasn't planning on it. Yeah, this would be a good idea, Mike. Thumbs up. Good idea. Thank you for letting me try your idea out. And if you're like to see this a little more fleshed out, I recommend you go look at Mike's channel. I'll leave the link to it, the information at the end of this on how to get to Mike Denney's channel. Till next time, I'm Blackie Thomas for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft. Wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.